Hi, children, let us read another lesson on Shivaji's childhood. Birth of Shivaji. Those were very unsettled days. Shah Jahan from the north had dispatched a big army to conquer the Deccan. Pune, the principal town of Sahaji Raje's Jahangir, was burned to the ground by Adil Shah of Bijapur. Sahaji Raje was in real trouble. He found himself between the devil and the deep sea and was constantly on the run. Jijabai was pregnant, and the great question which worried Sahaji Raje was some place where she could remain in safety and peace. Then he remembered the Shivaneri fort and decided to send Jijabai there. Shivaneri was a strong fort near Junner in Pune district. It had steep hills on four sides, strong fortification and massive doors. This strong fort was then in charge of Vijay Raj, a relative of the Bhosles. He agreed to give protection to Jijabai. So, Saji Raje left her there and marched against the Mughals. And then the golden day dawned. On the auspicious day of Falgun, Vadya Tritiya, in the year 1551 of the Shaka era, this is on 19 February 1630, to the sound of pipes and drums playing in the Nagar Khana, Jijabai gave birth to a son. All the residents of the fort were overjoyed. On the 12th day, with appropriate ceremony, the child was named Shivaji, as the child was born on Fort Shivaneri. Shivaji's childhood. Shivaji passed the first 6 years of his life in highly unsettled conditions. Even so, Jijabai did not neglect his education. Every evening, she would light the household lamps and then call Shivaji to her. She would shower all her affection on him and tell him stories of Rama and Krishna, of Bhim and Abhimanyu. On other occasions, she would recite to him the devotional songs of Dandyo, Namdyo, or Eknath. Shivaji liked to listen to the exploits of brave men. Shivaji felt that on growing up, he should also display valor like them. Jijabai used to tell him stories of many pious persons and saints that instilled in him a respect and honor of all saints and great men. Children from poor families came to play with Shivaji. Sometime he visited them in their huts and shared their simple meal of onion and bhakri with great relish. They invented interesting games to pass the time. The children of the Malwas were like birds in the forest. They would imitate the sound of the cuckoo or parrot or tiger to perfection. Their pastime was building small forts of earth and making earthen elephants and horses. They played hide and seek or played with a ball or top. Shivaji joined them in all these games and became popular with them. Shahaji Raje towards the Mughals. Sahaji Raje returned to Nizam Shahi, all right, but he did not get any peace of mind there. Nizam Shah himself was a fickle minded person who readily believed all gossip. Hence, many conspiracies and petty rivalries infested the court. This led to the killing of Lukhoji Rao Jadhav openly in the court at the instigation of Nizam Shah himself. Saji Raje could not withstand this. Infuriated, he left Nizam Shahi and joined the Mughals. Shah Jahan, the Mughal emperor, made him a Sardar at his court. In the meantime, secretly joining hands with the Mughals, Fateh Khan killed Nizam Shah. There was complete anarchy in the state. It became evident that Fateh Khan was treacherously planning to enable the Mughals to swallow Nizam Shahi. In return, the Mughals rewarded him with the territory under the control of Sahaji Raje. Sahaji Raje was enraged and so he left the services of the Mughals. He decided to teach them a lesson using all his might. Founding of a new Nizam Shahi. In order to forestall the Mughal emperor and Wazir Fateh Khan, Saji Raje found out a child heir from the Nizam family and on the fort of Pemgiri near Junnar declared himself as a new Nizam Shah. Thus he established an altogether new kingdom which included a territory between the river Godavari and Nira. Saji Raje fought vigorously to protect this new state. Initially, Adil Shah was with him in these efforts, but later the Mughal emperor Shah Jahan himself marched south upon Sahaji Raje and threatened Adil Shah. Adil Shah then signed a treaty of friendship with him against Saji Raje. Saji Raje now began to fight the joint force of the Mughals and Adil Shah used guerrilla tactics, but he could not sustain the war all by himself. Unwillingly, he surrendered to the Mughals in 1636 AD. He could not create his own kingdom, as the times were not favorable for him. But his daring spirit kindled a confidence among the Marathi people. This proved useful for Shivaji in establishing Swaraj a few years later. Jijabai and Shivaji in Karnataka. After the downfall of the Nizam Shahi established by Saji Raje, its territories were divided by the Mughals and Adil Shah amongst themselves. Saji Raje's Jagir of Pune and Supe laid within Adil Shah's share. He gave it to Sahaji Raje on his behalf. Now, Saji Raje joined the Adil Shahi services. Adil Shah assigned to him the task of conquering the territories in district Karnataka, far away from Pune. Saji Raje took Shivaji and Jijabai to Karnataka along with him. While leaving, he assigned the administration of Pune Jagir to Dadaji Kondev. a very loyal servant of his. Shivaji's childhood in Maharashtra had been very hectic. He and Jijabai had to rush continuously from one fort to another. At that time, young Shivaji used to hear the stories of brave deeds of his father. Jijabai and Shivaji got some peace when they arrived in Karnataka. Shaji Raje defeated many kings in Karnataka. Adil Shah awarded him with the Jagir of Bangalore. Shaji Raje then made the city of Bangalore his headquarters. He lived there with all the trappings of a king and began to summon the court. So, children, hope you enjoyed the story of Shivaji's childhood. Do read this lesson once again with me. Give me a like and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more such amazing stories. Thank you and take care.